Hello, welcome back. So it's that time of year again. It is winter / late fall. The trees have lost their leaves. And look at this, last night we got some snow on the ground. Pretty cool. Not enough to really pile up. And then we got some rain after the snow came. But that means it is getting cold enough for there to possibly be some maple sap in these maple trees. That's what you're looking at right behind me are maple trees. These beautiful mossy beasts with their lovely leafless branches there. This little set of 3 right here, that one I call Champion because these ones give me some of the most sap flow of any of my maples. And it could be partially because they're right next to the creek, but I think it's something genetic too. I think some trees probably just do it because some trees don't, and I don't know why it is. And I think it's a bit of a mystery. But Champion here and these other 2, those are good trees. So I'm going to put a hole in one of them, see if sap flows, and if it does, maybe drill another hole. And then if I'm getting sap, just keep drilling. I got 30 taps altogether, 33, I got more than 30 taps. I got jugs today at Fred Meyer. These jugs were 79 cents each for spring water. See, beautiful spring water. Dumped out the water, use it for something else, store it, whatever, and then you got yourself a jug. I have these tubes that I got on Amazon. I bought these 2 years ago and I'm still using them. They're great. I have my drill bit, probably the most expensive part of this whole operation. I think I spent like $15 on this thing. It is a tapping bit, but that is a good thing. It's designed especially to pull the sawdust out of the hole so you get a nice clean hole and you don't have to stick your finger in there or something because that could introduce bacteria. I like having a nice closed system so we don't get bacterial growth, and it's also closed so that no rain can get in the thing. Got my drill here, and looks like I am about ready to drill a hole. So let's get started. Okay, so here's the drill bit. Here's the taps. I got these at Liter Evaporator website online. Pretty cheap for the piece. You got to pay for shipping though, so better to pull a bulk order and do it that way. Let's see if I can... Here's a hole from last year. Just taking a look, see if I know where I put my holes last year. That might be the only one because I think I only did this one year so far. So I'm going to go over by a few inches, at least about 4 inches, and try it over here. Some people say that the side of the tree matters because of the way the sun's going to hit it, and that might be partially true because the sun comes up this way, hits this side, warms it up, you get the sap flow. Maybe, I don't know. The whole thing's a bit of a mystery, but I'm going to put it right there and see how that hole does this year. Let's take a look. It's kind of like a lottery ticket. It's like gold mining. Are we going to hit gold? Is it going to pay off? And we're in. We've got a hole. And there's flow. It's dripping. Let's put this guy in. I'm just going to go hand tight. I don't hammer it or anything. You can get it pretty tight like that. And then let's see. Not the fastest by any means. Not a huge flow right now. It is a little bit later in the afternoon. You know, maybe the flow is coming earlier today. But I did see some juice coming out, so I'll just give it a minute. There it is. And there it is. The magic in action. Oh, delicious. Let me see. Oh, so delicious. Oh, it's sweet too. It is sweet. That actually, I can taste it. You know, it varies through the season. and it tastes like woody and mossy, and oh, it's amazing. Can you believe that? What? Nature is just giving me sweet juice from a tree. Unbelievable. And I'm just wasting it, letting it drop on the ground. So let's hurry up and connect a tap to it. I think I might tap some of these other ones too while I'm out here, but if I go about that, let's see, about this size of hose, that'll be able to do that. Connect down to the jug. Let me just drop that camera for a second. There we go. Let's plug it in. We need a hole in this thing, and I usually just kind of do it with the drill. Sometimes I can kind of poke it through like that. Got myself a hole in the top of the lid. Make sure there's no plastic going in my sap. And other end. Did have some problems before where this was too airtight of a seal. And then what happens is it kind of puffs up the jug, and that could potentially slow down the sap flow because it creates a pressure that it has to push against. Just checking to see if I got a better tube, because that one's a bit long, but it's okay. So I don't want it to be too pressurized in there. But that should be good for today. If I have to adjust it, I'll come back out in the next day or two. There is the setup. That is a maple tree delivering maple sap for delicious maple syrup. And while I'm out here, I'm going to do maybe a couple more. And I'll definitely check in later and give a little bit of a tour once I've got them tapped. And the sap is flowing. Can you believe it? It's so amazing. We're going to have some really good weather the next few days. This is the perfect weather when it's cold enough that it's freezing at night, and then it's warming up with that beautiful sunshine in the day. Probably a week or so of flow, and then we'll see what happens. It might stop. I might have to pull the taps or just let them sit out here. They do collect some bacteria after a while, so I got to watch for that. It's maple season. What more can I say? It's maple season. Thanks for hanging out with me with this wonderful project, and I'll see you next time.